Take a look at the banner headline this morning of all the stories in the papers. Guardian says AFC FTA, that's the Africa Continental Free Trade Area agreement. This agreement came into force January 1st, 2021. Yet, a whole year later, this is January 3rd, many countries, of which Nigeria is not existing alone, many countries are yet to even develop an implementation strategy for the AFC FTA. My question to you, Sheson, is despite all of the best efforts that we put together here in this part of the world in trying to make all of these agreements and all stuff work for us, what are we doing differently? In Europe, when this agreement, and remember Brexit, once it was agreed, in fact, while it was being debated, process was already in place. The strategy was already going. The implementation was already being discussed. But we come together, we do an agreement, and we're talking about a whole year down the line. We're not talking about Nigeria here. African countries, many of them are still yet to ratify, are still yet to develop a strategy to implement this agreement. And yet we say Africa is behind.
Yeah, well, it's what is obvious. The way and manner we handle policies, strategy when it comes to things that will be of benefit, to several people. I'm sure if this arrangement is to benefit few, you would have seen certain things being put in place. It takes us back to the challenge we have of people not having this central act when it comes to area of policy. This African Continental Free Trade Zone area is what to be of great benefit to African continent. But you ask yourself, what is the political will of other stakeholders in this project? We expect that by now we would have seen several, transaction or operation going on. But be that it may, I want to believe that a few countries, because Nigeria as a nation is seriously in it. And what are the things that the benefit we're supposed to bring? This will abolish the issue of tariff. I'm sure if we travel, you see some area they will tell you that if you go, you won't pay certain tariff, you won't pay custom, you won't pay inside, so that it can ease the flow of your products to come in, because we are all working in the same geographical area. And it will marvel you that are people not thinking in that light to key into it, to make sure that somebody is creating a platform where your product will be accessible without so much hustle, and you are not keen into it. Well, it's a call for the younger ones to see of what more input can we put into some of this development and some of the policies and strategy by the government. How far can it boost the unity of Africa as a region? So these are areas that call for questioning, but I want to believe that as we progress in this new year, people will see the benefit. The other people, the other countries will see the benefit to some of these things, and they will definitely key into it. Let's give it a little space. We understand the plight too that, like Yinka Kenny said the other time, the pandemic is still ravaging so many countries, irrespective of whatever we want to say. And Africa, too, one way or the other, are still struggling with some of these things, whether it's real, whether it's not real, whether we're having the high death rate. But the truth remains that there are certain measures that have been put in place, and they are working on it. So let's still give them benefit of that. We are entering a new year. It's not a wasted year, because I know several things were actually put in place, and maybe by the time we move towards the second quarter, we should start seeing certain things coming up with this Africa. It's a good development, a very laudable project, but how do we key into it? How do we believe in ourselves? That's the problem with we Africans.
So how do we believe in ourselves? We came together and signed an agreement and said there should be free continental trade.
To ease the business, so that you are bringing something from Ghana. You have a platform where you can do this, that. Don't forget, Nigeria is the hub for African setting.
Okay.
Because we have the market. So it's an opportunity to develop the less nation that have products to share. So you bring it. Look at certain.
What products are we sharing with them?
No, they are bringing the product.
Because if we produce enough in Nigeria, shouldn't we be able to feed the whole West African nations?
But that would be too of selfish interest.
I'm just saying.
It's just like you are not giving everybody. You are not teaching them how to, make the food, but you are giving them the food. So allow creativity too from your side, but give them a platform where they can share some of those things.
Right now, share some measure for me, please. Right now, who is benefiting more, Nigeria or the other countries in terms of trade?
They're both party, because you when you talk about business, even the least that is bringing anything to the table,
yes,
is gaining because you can never say a country that you least expect might come out with good innovation or creativity that you, the big one, might not be thinking in that direction.
Okay.
So it's a win-win thing for both the bigger country who has, the wherewithal, one, who has the market.
Okay.
And for the smaller country to think through what can we bring to table. And I think part of the challenges some of them are looking at is what is there for us, because we are small. But on the long run, if you look at it critically, it is something that will be beneficiary. All this we encourage is innovation, creativity, and definitely you see your country developing.
All right, so let's take a look at the Nigerian Tribune this morning.
Nigerian Tribune is coming with a list of the presidency where Buhari signed 2022 budget despite insertion of 6,576 new schemes. Bandits killed 7, kidnapped 18 in Kaduna, and why Dowen College House Master, others were released. That's coming from the Commissioner of Lagos State Commissioner of Police, awaits results of toxicology test. Electricity consumers paid 561 billion to discos in 11 months. That's a special report. And ASU has no justification for strike. That's a statement by federal government this morning. We are tired of being on same salary structure for 12 years. Association of Staff, Academic Staff Union of Polytechnics are complaining there. And the picture story this morning, Ibadan stands still as 41st Olubadan Oba Saliu Adetunji is buried. Buhari, Makinde, Atiku, Tinubu governors, Obas, emirs, others mourn. Markets to be shut today. Fuel price, new taxes among economic issues to shape 2022. COVID-19, governors, ministers get mandatory rapid test before meeting Buhari. All right, don't can give our president COVID-19. And a special report above the nameplate this morning is Nigeria ready for global energy transition by 2025. 2022 will be a season of consolidation, coming from Sanwo-Olu assuring Lagosians to complete Red Blue Line rail projects. Mortar Rice Mill starts 4th Mainland Bridge. Adeboye, Tinubu, Gbajabiamila, Mila, Fashola, others attend Thanksgiving service. I want us to talk about the presidency signing, in session. Yeah, despite a whooping sum of 37 billion naira added to it from the Senate. You want to say something about that?
For new schemes.
Nothing really so special about it. The president has displayed high level of maturity to make sure that whatever it is, the National House of Assembly, House of Rep and the Senate have said they have the constitutional right to actually insert so many things. But my worries about that is over 6,000 projects was inserted in addition to the 10,000 that the executive have actually presented.
Therefore,
you ask yourself,
despite the fact that we're going to borrow money for
how are we going to achieve?
Despite the fact that we're going to borrow money.
And a lot of these projects are not investments.
For for me, borrowing is not an issue. The question is, what do you use the borrowing for?
Okay.
If it is for capital project that will definitely pay off itself and yield dividend to the masses, there is no big cost.
Or
doing
maybe
that.
it is just maybe it's an infrastructural project that will benefit the masses but may not necessarily generate money.
And you know,
think?
we have actually brought
Well, probably, you know, there are some infrastructures that will enhance the economic system of the country. Like if we have good roads and thereabout, you know, it makes business easier and people will generate more funds. Maybe I'm just trying to be the devil's advocate this morning.
some of us have told some of this thing. I have not studied the breakdown, but I need to be majorly constituency project on the part of the legislators. Just something to show to your people that you're doing. Now we've said it. Why don't you consolidate some of this your project and give to the executive to carry out for it? But what do we get? Even among the leaders, there is trust deficit. Otherwise, what does the legislators are to make laws? They are to. It's not part of.
But don't
their,
you think it's part of the faults of the Constitution that empowers them to embark on this constituency project in the first place?
Yeah, who brought the law? Is it not the legislator that did that in their favor?
So now that they are now amending the Constitution, do you see the crop of legislators we have now?
That
Removing, expunging that.
No, but they will never expunge it. Because that is the only way. I've seen instances where you see billboards of speakers renovating this road, Senate president, one senator, one house of. These are projects that we should see the executive carry
out.
Not whispering. You can push it. You can influence it. But and it's a platform for you to say, my people, you have sent me there, I am working. It must not come from the legislator. That is the executive act. We should hear about this is the law that this our representative is sponsoring to make sure that the economy goes in a very viable manner, to make sure that we have this level of insecurity is being brought down. It's not showing us the projects that you're able to bring to bear. That is the work of the executive. And if you look at the structure, every state is represented on the executive arms for them to make sure that they balance things. So if, take for example, we have the minister representing Lagos as one. If you have things to do from transport, is to have an handshake with the minister of transport. Is from Rivers, and they will balance things out because they work as a team, as synergy. But the issue of the legislators saddled with the responsibility of making laws, bringing in projects, is what is worrisome to me. But there is nothing we can do.
You call it worrisome. I say that it is one of the things that their constituency expects them to do, because the average Nigerian says, oh, he's a legislator. Since he became a legislator, what has he done in our community?
That is not, it is not,
Because
what has he done?
The assumption
it's because we don't have the understanding. Legislators are to
lawmakers.
make laws. We should be asking, which law have you been able to entrench to make sure that the executive arm function the way you are to act as check balances to this executive to make sure that, okay, you want to borrow, let's scrutinize the borrowing before we approve. The president won't go about to borrow without the approval of the Senate. So which law are you putting in place to checkmate, to monitor some of the projects that they are doing, brings to bear sanction? They have the power to even call certain set of people and remove them from office. These are the things that not that we'll be looking at for constituency projects.
The harmonization of the Senate and of the legislature and the executive in the last, let me just say, in the last couple of years, from 2019 till date, has not shown this Senate, except for a few occasions, maybe the appointment of Loretta Onoche and a few other ones. This Senate making the moves that you're talking about, recalling one person that is not working. President Muhammadu Buhari sacked the minister by himself. I mean, the Senate could have done that.
Yeah, it's part of what we are saying. They are to monitor some of this executive. Rather than, fine, the president can sack. But yourself can make suggestion even to the president. We are not getting dividend. We have made law in terms of agriculture. The minister is not working. These are some of the legislative that we put in place in terms of power that should be beneficiary to our citizen. We are not getting it. This person is not on top of his game. This minister, we need to commend him. So these are things I expect that they should do, rather than them bringing to bear of saying that we want constituency project.
All right, let's take a look at the Nation newspaper quickly. The banner headline talks about Ibadan morning. The Oba Olubadan of Ibadan, Oba Saliu Adetunji, died at the age of 93 yesterday morning about 1 a.m. at the University Teaching Hospital, UCH Ibadan. And interestingly, it was buried according to Islamic rites that afternoon, evening, around 4 p.m. Yesterday. There was still a line instead. I love the way they did it. There was still a line instead of Mapo all for a couple of hours, so that people can pay their last respects, and then he was buried according to Islamic rites. Yes, who is next to climb the throne? You see, the interesting part is the Olubadan ruled from March 4th, 2016 till date, till yesterday. Interestingly, it was the Balogun of Ibadan before it became, the Olubadan. Who is going to become the next Oba of Ibadan is a question a lot of people are asking. But the Nation newspaper this morning, bold enough, says Balogun to ascend the throne. It's a rotational thing.
No, you see, when
it's supposed to be next.
Yeah, when it comes to the Ibadan chieftaincy, the good thing about it is that
it's already
even before, there's.
Yeah, but it's the Otun that is next. I'm saying the Nation now puts it as the.
No. It's not. It doesn't work like that. It's a process. They start from Mogaji to this. So even the Oba that is alive knows
who is going to succeed. In this case, from all the messages from yesterday, there are two lines. So it's the Otun and the Balogun that becomes king. So the one before the current Oba that died was the Otun. The Balogun now became king, which was the Oba that died. So naturally, it should go to the Otun. But interestingly, we're going to wait and see exactly what's going to happen, because now two names are here, the Ekarun Balogun and the Ekarun Olubadan. Both of them are there, the Otun and the Balogun. The dead king was the Balogun. The other one is a senator. Okay. The Nation.
Maybe if I may just say one thing.
You want to look for trouble?
No, not trouble. Ibadan succession plan is straight.
Yes.
It's straight, yes. It's one of the very straightforward.
Yes.
These that the newspapers are reading. Pardon me. People are just trying to create news.
Ibadan,
it is
at every level.
It's clear.
Every level.
You know.
The
in fact, most of the time you always look at this man, we are in line.
They prepare like 40, 30 years.
The projection is there. The next 10 people to come to line already knows, and they will, climb the ladder. That is, the Ibadan people, they know how to do it. But it's a very wonderful thing, because if you look at some areas, when you have issues like this, the lacuna over there, you see people killing themselves, people going and saying, no, it's our family. No, you already know. It's so this news for me, it's for us to have a broader knowledge, but the truth is, the next king already knows himself.
And of course, Ibadan is one place where the Anki-Panki is likely not played.
No, you don't.
Ibadan is totally different from the rest of the kings and all that.
Well,
I didn't say they are superior. I said they are different.
Well, don't let me go.
They are unique. Let me use the word.
Different.
Okay, because you are from
the setup of the community.
Well, I'm not being biased.
The setup of the community is different from every other community. They are not traditionally. You understand?
What always interest me is that I learned when I was reading some of the stories yesterday. There is no central palace. Is that true or not? That it is wherever the king is coming from.
Because that's the community. That's the way the community was set up from inception. It's a community. It's not a town. It's not an ancestral town. Don't forget.
Okay.
It's not like Oyo town. It's not like Ikiri.
It's not like Ife. It's not
No,
like
no, no, no,
all
no.
those stuff.
Ibadan is a totally different kind of town.
Maybe I should just
The
go
community
and
and
look
the
for
way-
way to enroll to
I think-
maybe be the Canra for
Yeah.
Let's take a look
I will
at
ride on
Well,
it.
quickly, let's just take a run through
Oniwa
the
Alani
Punch
Bonashesi.
news about this morning. Budget National Assembly faults Buhari, insists on 6,576 extra projects. National Assembly aspire to drop amend budget proposal. That's from the House spokesman. Lawmakers have no right to introduce projects. It is an anomaly, says Ishe Sagay. Sagay did not speak from position of law, but lack of understanding. That's from the Senate. And wow, picture story, the crowd there at Oniru Beach. At times you wonder if COVID-19 is really in Nigeria. Fun seekers at Oniru Beach, Victoria Island, the God of heavens. Nigerian drug cartel supplying Miri to South Africa, and bandits raid Kaduna local government highway, kill 8, abduct 20 women, steal motorcycles. 2 Kaduna Baptist school students released after 189 days with bandits. And also we have Mbaka claims anonymous DSS invitation, 6 prayers from congregation. Power drunk SFU adamant refuses to release Punch man's phone and ID card. That special fraud unit of the Nigerian police. I think he has held one of the Punch reporters' phone and ID card, accusing him of conducting interview in front of the police command office. All right, food crisis to worsen as bandits kidnap 352 farmers in 12 months. That's really something of concern. And Nigeria's inflation rate may be among world's highest in 2022, coming from World Bank. Okay. Wike visits Ikpe Azu, Bauchi governor attacks Buhari, alleges anti-graft fight lopsided. And Buhari eminent Nigerians mourn Olubadan Balogun to mount throne.
All right, we're looking forward to more stories tomorrow, but just as Sheson leaves this morning, I'd like you to talk about the COVID-19 test for State House visitors in just about 30 seconds. Let them not, everybody going to Aso Rock, those of you who go to Aso Rock,
You must test.
you must test
Yeah, well, it's
for COVID as you arrive.
It's
Don't go and give our presents.
it's a precaution to make sure that the number one citizen is protected,
All right.
and at least to affirm that those that preach the gospel lives by it. If you are telling all of us to go ahead, do tests, put on the vaccine, then you must lead by example. So, to me, it's a welcome address. If you must step in, I hope that they won't start introducing that to at the state level. You know,
Those of you who are seeing the president, they say you will do tests. Those of you who want to see Governor Sanwo-Olu, they may soon tell you to do tests. That's why you don't want it at the state level. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
at
When
least-
we go first, we would have gone first.
first
Then they will
before.
now introduce you to the rest of you. We need to go on the bumper breakfast.